my Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your timeless Path of True Love read. I am your reader, Angelo Lyons. Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal. Hi. Oh, I took some time off, but I'm back. I really needed some time off. Rescheduled, reshuffled my process, because what I go through before I do these readings, prayer, meditation, shower, hair, makeup, run errands, all that. So I am here and ready to rock and roll. This is the day after Memorial Day that I am doing this, so I really did get some rest. That was very much needed, and a lot of just say mystic crystal revelations is a little hair for me, but it is that. It is kind of very that, being the mystic that I am. So I'm really ready to read. So let's get up and escape. This is a timeless read, and it's a general read. You know the rules. But I will say this, in defense of all of the readers on YouTube, every time I see a thumbs down on a reading on YouTube, I'm like, oh, that person's in pain, right? Because it's either not your read and you're angry about it, or it is your read and you don't like what's there, right? And I do understand when you're, you know, particularly the romance reads, right? Like the Path of True Love, we'll talk about it in a minute, where it's like you're hoping to see something other than that person show up. I get it. I get it. Believe me, I get it. I sympathize. But, you know, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, check your other signs, right? It's just not your read, or it is, or whatever. And ultimately, we don't know, in hindsight being 2020. And you know what? I have to say, Aquarians, you're kind of the best at that. Fixed air, right? Of the three air signs, there's cardinal, fixed, and mutable. You're the fixed air of the zodiac, the stratosphere, like the higher atmospheric levels that are frozen air, right? But you do get that GPS perspective. So yeah, it can be a little overthinky sometimes, but very humanitarian. I love 11th house energy. A lot of wonderful Aquarians in my life, and I know some of them are watching. So hi guys, hi Liz, if you're watching. Just throughout my life, I've always had an aqualung somewhere nearby. So I love doing your reading. So let's get up in this game. What we're doing. Basic Celtic Cross, but with a couple other things thrown in. I realize I am very different from every other reader on YouTube. I've been doing this since I'm 12. I'm 52. Thank you. I know I don't look it. A little witchcraft goes a long way, babies. But I am a witch, right? And I'm a gay witch, and I have purple hair, so I guess I'm not here for everybody, but I'm probably here for the Aquarians, you freaks of the zodiac. So here we go. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box, and I'm a Virgo, so I'm very good at putting together a description box, trust me. Cool shit to look at down there. Otherwise, yeah, we're going to do a Celtic Cross with some other stuff built in, so anything I can ask from anybody watching any of my readings, both feet on the floor. If you can, focus on your breath, if you will. Focused air, fixed air, Aquarius, right? Just to keep you in the here and now. And prana, chi, breath, whatever you want to call it, you're breathing the same chi I am when you're reading this, because this is a timeless read, right? So talk about holographic, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. Let's do this. Breathe. Yeah, 5 hours of prayer and meditation and running errands. And they're ready, my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of true love, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. Please, I need 2 cards. One, first of all, to represent the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus Sun, watching this video, receiving this reading on the path of true love. Whenever they come across it, it's usually about a month or so. It's been a while since I've done these, so looking forward to it. So what's the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra of this Aquarian watching this reading on the path of true love? And who crosses their path on the true love, the path of true love? Now, path of true love is your spiritual path, your healer's path, your hero's journey, whatever you want to call it, your soul's journey through your relationship. So this may or may not be romantic. We're going to find out, I'm sure, as we go, because the path of true love is how you feel that the relationships are happening for you, not to you, and that takes a very high perception, a high vision to see that clearly. So please, my pantheons, who's crossing their path on the path of true love in this timeless read. Let's see who we got. Now, archetypes. Oh, I get it ready. Yeah, this is a sexual thing. Let's just go there. All archetypes are neutral, so no matter how horrible or wonderful the title of the archetype, the name of the archetype is, it's neutral. Where are you on the scale? From shadow to light, lead to gold, right? Toxic to healthy. You're coming up as the Femme Fatale wild family archetype with the Mediator, a wisdom family archetype. So, whoo! This is a very, very interesting thing. Now, the reason why I say now I know, like first card down, we know this is a romantic sexual thing. Let me read you the shadow and then the light. And if you have trouble thinking of a Femme Fatale, oh, I don't know, Morticia Addams. Oh, I don't know, Wednesday Addams, right? Which, oh, they're making a series of her, I think, all grown up. I can't wait. Yeah, and that YouTube series, just, I loved it, but they had to, whatever. I'm so bummed. The shadow attribute of the Femme Fatale, it means fatal female in French, and I have a nice touch of it in my divine yin. Inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money and power. Now, it doesn't necessarily make you a hooker, but it does mean that there is something unhealthy there, an attachment to money and power, that you will use your feminine energy. By the way, this has nothing to do with just being female, right? Or being gay or straight or whatever. That's the thing about archetypal power. You don't know it's running through you until you do, right? And usually it sneaks up in the shadow. So inappropriate use of sensuality, me, what do you mean? Light attribute highlights the erotic energy of the feminine. Opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. So dealing with dependency being rejected, whether or not this mediator archetype person has rejected you or not, I gotta say something about mediators, though. I come from lawyers. What's your genetic background? Lawyers, right? So mediation is a step before lawyers. Usually it's how I was raised. So catch the shadow attribute, wisdom family, by the way. Negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, these can switch. So if you're not really feeling this, this is you. Just, I'm telling you, it's been happening in readings all over YouTube. And here's the thing. I found a new reader. I stumbled across Steve's Love Tarot. Go check him out. I think I'm going to start posting on my community page readers that I follow, you know, for a while, reason, season, or lifetime, right? He's so good. He's talking about that Cancer Leo axis thing. Just go check him out. And there's no way to leave comments. He turned off his comments. I'd be like, yeah, that's fucking amazing, but whatever. And he's got that accent. It just goes right to my DNA. I don't know why. So, you know, the mediator, the shadow here, negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. And, you know, we're in a time of boundaries right now. So we all have to, like, relook and reset our boundaries with what we've been through for the past year and a half, right? To kind of get that our self-worth is everything. And I think that's why if you are the Femme Fatale here, you may want to kill him. You may very well just want to, you know, black candles and rusty nails at midnight, moon in Capricorn, you know. Did you know that it's actually 11:30 to 12:30 is the witching hour? Everybody thinks it's midnight. It's already half over, right? Foot in each world. So negotiating with an ulterior motive, a shadow motive, they might very well be afraid of you, or the light attribute, gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life. Respect for both sides of an argument. So look, I had a situation happen not too long ago with somebody with an Aquarian placement. And it was a friend-business relationship until they did something very dicky professionally. And I said, oh, brilliant business strategy, my dear. Dick move for a friend. And cut him out. My standards are incredibly high. As I said, I'm 52 years old, and if I look this good, the gods are saving me for something, right? So hold that in mind. A gift for negotiating fairness and strategy at personal, it respects both sides in an argument, right? Which, you know, that's a process. It's okay to get defensive at first. Somebody triggers you, it's your trigger. But whatever sides you are here, let's go. Now we know we're dealing. Really liking this Femme Fatale energy. See, my wisdom family archetype. Let's not go there. Is the teacher. I'm not a mediator. I'm a teacher. Breathe. This feels good, though. I think you're gonna like this. All right, my goddesses of air, Athena, my goddess of air. Fixed air sits in the Throne of Aquarius, please. I need 10 cards. Basic Celtic Cross. What's going on here for this Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign? Launching this video, receiving this reading with a Femme Fatale archetype, which if ever there was a Femme Fatale, it was Athena. Got her little shrine back there. This is her ring. This is her totem that I wear. I mean, say it's Medusa because Athena, don't piss her off. Don't have sex in a virgin goddess's temple, even if it's not your fault, apparently, whatevs. So please, my goddess, show me this Femme Fatale, and show me this Mediator. Fuck. Okay. Well, if you are the Femme Fatale, like I said, let it bounce back and forth until you know for sure. You got the Strength card. Now, this is your heart, third eye crown. We're going to cover all of this with Mythic Tarot to look at the external. This is your internal world. This is what's going on behind the eyes, so to speak. Your emotional power, your willpower, what you want, what you choose, what you don't. Spit, swallow, or chew. Because remember, some drink at the fountain of knowledge, others just gargle. I swallow. So get that, right? It's like you're coming from a place of your heart, your courage, your tenacity, your soul, your light, that soul strength. Well, the Grace of Fortitude, my book, Worth the Grace. You want to read it, the link's in the description box. The Heart Chakra chapter is all about 2 graces each. There are different chakra chapters. Most of them have 2 graces each. The Grace of Fortitude, the dominant grace, and the companion grace of the healing, right? The grace of healing. So there is healing going on here for you. And it's not that the adversity, well, it's happening for you, not to you, whatever it is that you've been through even before this person crossed your path. The alchemy that you've done, you've really turned a lot of the lead, symbolically speaking, in your heart to gold. And if you've been working the erotic energy of the feminine through any kind of yoga or breath work or kundalini, you know, this or that, whatever. I know it's very Eastern. Certainly there are Western processes, anything like that, that if your dependency has been rejected, to tap into the universal source of the divine feminine energy. That's power. I mean, it's always a female with the lion, right? In the show. I mean, I don't think I ever want to see a tarot card of strength with a guy in it. That's just the feminist in me. Can't help it. Oh, if you met my mother, you'd go, yeah, that makes sense. Right? I am woman. Hear me roar. Right? So this is a very powerful, powerful being, whoever you are. Now, this Mediator, 6 of Blades, trying to find mental balance on this. So, Aquarius, if this is you, do the alchemy, right? Gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, right? But respect for both sides of the argument. And that's the thing I will say about some of my Aquarian friends. Like I said, I've had many of them throughout my life. You guys can get a little stuck on an idea. Right? It's like it's the only truth. It's like there's always a higher truth. I once worked with a Hindu avatar. I don't know if Hindu is the exact right word. I don't know how she identifies it. Her name at the time was Mahakalki Avatara. I know. This was back in Huntington back in the 90s, right? And she was smoking a cigarette back in the staff room with me and a woman came in, I can't believe you smoke it. She says, oh, it's just a thought. It's always a higher truth. I was like, well, all right. And, you know, so it's that thing, right? It's like, can you get to that higher place if this is you? And if not, if you really are this delicious femme fatale that's covered in this reading, they're doing the therapy, right? That mental balancing. Manipulation is the word, the key word on the card. I just don't read keywords. But it is that trying to balance their brain, trying to keep all this data and spin it in a way to what? See both sides, respect for both sides of an argument. So trying to see it both ways, right? And yes, it is that thing of moving forward, but moving forward mentally, perhaps indeed from emotional rough waters to calm. Let's keep going. What's going on here at the core, please, Athena? Blessed Grey-Eyed Goddess of Fixed Air. We've got the Play card. So this is usually the core of it is what you don't see. But it's another 6 of Flames. Would be usually the Victory card, except in this deck, Daughters of the Moon, 7 of Flames is Victory. This is Bastet. I think I see a theme here. Now, by the way, Leo, yes, it's the Leo energy card. Obviously, the card of strength, it's your opposite sign, right? If you put all 12 signs in the zodiac, in the belt, right? What's right across from it? The 5th house Leo and the 11th house Aquarius. So there is something very playful, very creative, and I'm going to say very sexual here on the table. We'll see what that looks like on the outside. Definitely. When we get these on the table, please, my beloved Athena, both feet on the floor. I hear you. She is a little drill sergeant-y, but I love her for that. Please, what is behind them on the path of true love? The High Priestess. So, yeah, your intuition and all that stuff, I get that. But in your interior world, this is as a result of some kind of spiritual practice. And I'm gonna try and say this as they're showing it to me. Surrendering to the divine, but as a channel. So it's not gonna give up. It's do it through me. Thy will be done if you want to go New Testament. For the highest good and harming, not as I will it, so let it be done. Or for the well-being of all and harm to none, you know, depending on your practice. But definitely there's an interior spiritual practice in place here. And do understand, the reason why the High Priestess is always about hidden knowledge is because how can a priest or a priestess or priest for that matter surrender their will to the divine if they know what's going to happen? Right? So there is a certain aspect of faith. In order to be used by the divine, you got to get out of the way. But what needs to get out of the way? Your mistrust. Well, to borrow from Dorian Valiente, by the Wiccan law you must in perfect love and perfect trust. And I add to that, though I am no longer Wiccan. Perfect love and perfect trust of the gods alone. Everybody else has bad days, right? Trust your gut, right? Trust that divine voice. So it's what's brought you to this place of fierce energy, digging it. JB Dior fierce. What's going on here in the crown? Now, to me, the crown is what's hovering sort of in the 8th chakra, in the not so much that archetypal power like we see here with the Femme, Fatale, and the Mediator, but sort of like what's orbiting, getting ready to land. You may be able to see it, and I think with this High Priestess, maybe you've seen it here, right? Some visionary moment, some intuitive flash, clairvoyant, clairaudient. I never take flippers, but I'll take it if it's the card of Temperance. So there is patience here. There is healing here. If you were to allow yourself to see from that higher atmospheric, stratospheric place. Temperance is a lovely card, but it do take time. And it is a card of alchemy. People don't realize what alchemy really is. I mean, particularly if you just use the lead to gold metaphor, spiritual. Oh, Carolyn Mace has a great audio. I think she did it back in the 90s or so about spiritual alchemy. So good, right? That lead is toxic in your system. It will kill you, depending on the amount, I guess. But gold, colloidal gold, is like colloidal silver. It's actually a healing agent. So alchemy takes 3 elements: heat, pressure, and time. And what does that? Better than romantic sexual relationships. Oh, they used to call me paranoid. Pressure. What comes, please? What is before them on the path? My goddess Athena. No, those are 2. 1, please. And both of them are tricky. Please, my goddess Athena, what is before this Aquarian on the path? 2 of Pentacles. So there is a real juggling of value here. Yes, you want to move forward, but you want to move forward in a stable way. Now, this might very well be you with that strength energy of the Femme Fatale, literally taking the bull by the horns. Well, in the picture, it's not a good idea to take a bull by the horns. Hi, ball. Nice horn. You know, these are Amazon women. I think this is the forerunner to the running of the bulls in Pamplona. I've never been. Not this life. But these women used to get into a ring with these bulls and run at them full force, grab them by the horns and flip over them. And like ride them and stuff. It's like ancient rodeo vibe there. So there is that thing perhaps of you really starting to get your momentum inside of yourself, bringing yourself into balance. And honestly, I gotta say, we got the Mediator, Temperance, and the Balance card here. Two sixes, right? We've got the Six of Blades in the Mediator's internal. We've got the Six of Flames at the core of this, both numbers of balance and harmony. I'm digging this read for you guys, seriously. What's their lesson? Oh, she's such a stickler. I love her for that. Please, Athena, what is their lesson on the path of true love here? What are we looking at? All right, now, don't get triggered by the key word. It's the Eight of Flames, which is the Eight of Wands, but the key word here is burnout. And the immediately, what comes to mind is burnout. And like, I get creative burnout from doing these readings, and clients, and everything else that it takes to run a company and a house with 3 cats, right? I'm not complaining. I love my life. But what does it take, right? Your lesson here may not necessarily be about overcommitment, as it might be a fast-moving fire inside of you, heart, third eye, crown. And what makes me think that? Highlights the erotic energy of the feminine. Opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. Yes, that might very well start as pain or anger, but this is a wildfire. This is something igniting inside of you, even if it is rage. Wrath, the deadly sin of the heart chakra, which you might want to look into. This is very transformative. There is very fast alchemy going on inside of you, or the passion that you feel for this person. That's why you need the internal balance, because it's strong. The force is strong with this one. And it's yin force. Now here's the thing, if you consider yourself more of a divine feminine than a divine masculine, it's a long story there, I'm not going into it. You do the Femme Fatale, right? I am predominantly divine feminine, and 51% is a little generous. It's probably more 60-40 at this point. And sliding scale, right? It's not a fixed thing within you. Then get that this power inside of you is the rising divine feminine vibe, right? You're transforming from the inside. So there's a lot of sexuality and creativity and a lot of freedom coming here. Particularly, you're coming from the place of the High Priestess in the past, which is the maiden in this deck, right? So here this is very Athena, right? You know, like going through the forest, taking this this deep, feline, balanced energy and allowing it to move through you. Now, if that's not wrath and anger, then it could certainly be a Kundalini experience, right? Sexuality, passion burning through you, but this is not on the outside, this is on the inside. And now I get why the temperance, right? You need to be in balance for this. Like, I would not reach out to this person until you really, really feel like, no, I'm cool no matter what happens, right? Because that's kind of where you are right now. If your dependency has been rejected, walk, right? Walk and work. I'm sorry, there must be a RuPaul's drag queen watching this video sitting in the timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly scheme of it all. Please, my goddesses from the outside looking in for the Aquarius, what do they look like, feel like from the outside looking in? 3 of Wands. Loyalty. You're being loyal. I mean, this can be absolutely, I'm getting this. This can be all about your boundaries, right? It's like, no, I'm holding this light for myself. Yeah, I get 3 of Wands, waiting for your ships to come in and all of that. But loyalty. Loyalty to who? Loyalty to what? Right? I'm going to think with this Femme Fatale, is your loyalty an attachment to money and power? Or are you in that place of, I'll be fine. I'll be fine, thank you. I'm going to be loyal to myself, to my values, which are always improving from lead to gold. We don't even see that sometimes until hindsight. Particularly if there is a lot of alchemy going inside of you, processing a lot of pain, taking time to rest and integrate, being true to yourself is a solid foundation, which of course brings balance, right? Like, I don't care how good the deal is. If someone's being dishonest, lies, illusions, deceptions, delusions, I'm out. I'm out. I just am. I'm not allowed by blood vow to do anything else would be honorable to the best of my ability, and that doesn't mean I can't have a bad day. Highly recommend it. Your fate. What is your destiny, hewn from fate? On the path of true love, please, for this Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Their hopes and fears. What they most fear they have to go through to get to what they most want. Where are they on the path of true love in their destiny? Another 2. Two of Flames. Mahueha, Polynesian, real fire goddess. Fire in both hands. Well, I want this, but I want this. But I want this, but I want this. Sometimes it's not an either or, it's a both and. And with this Two of Pentacles before you, your lesson being all this fire, this is saying, well, you gotta, your alchemy comes from saying it's okay for me to want this and not want it. That's what takes it out of conflict. Because love or fear. This is called A Course in Miracles. I did the workbook many, many years ago. All 365 lessons. And the gods dropped it on my head. So I'm going to say it's all about love and fear here inside of you. What you want versus what you don't want. It's very Abraham Hicks too. But that's why your honor code is so important. Your boundaries so important. Your self-esteem. And self-esteem is not a noun, it's a verb. How are you estimating yourself? Be loyal to yourself. There's a lot of fire in the staff here. Let's see what's your last card down. At least this. Oh, we're going to clarify. Oh. Yeah, what do we got? I think 25 cards in this spread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 25 cards. We'll see what else we need. Please, Athena, the most probable outcome in this timeline of this lifetime for this Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. Please, on the path of true love, what is their most likely outcome? Celebration. Y'all got a lot of major arcana here. I'll count them in a minute. But 1, 2, 3. 4 out of 10 is not gigantic, but it's notable. Wait. 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can count. This is the card of the Judgment card. Celebration. You see the larger picture. And then the cycle ends, right? I know it looks very much like the card of the universe, but it's not in this deck because the women are dancing. But if you look at it, right, it looks like, oh, it's women's gathering. Except they're dancing on the belly of the mother. Do you see it? You see it like nips in the front, bush in the back, so to speak. Like those, oh, remember those pictures in the 90s, right? Looked like all fractal and chaotic, and then like something would come out at you like that. It's like that, revelation. Now, this is why in the traditional tarot, people don't get this. The Judgment card, particularly the Rider-Waite version, Gabriel's horn. Well, it'd be like, oh, it's the Judgment card. Yeah, it's Judgment Day. But what book does that happen in? Yeah, the Bible, I know. Revelations. Something is revealed here where a final judgment is made. Inside of you, this may be totally as a result of your spiritual practice, your alignment with the divine, your mystical, schmystical, whatever it may be. Let's look at this from the outside. All right, this is all internal stuff we got on the table, right? Those 2 archetypes, the 8th chakra, you got your heart, throat, third eye, crown. What's coming down into form, or already has? Breathe. So now we switch polarity to the God energy. My beloved Heracles, please. Hero God, God of heroes, please. 1 card in clarity for this Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Let's start clarifying this Celtic Cross. We've got a Femme Fatale in the cover position here with the card of Strength. We know how much you like that. Well, the Nemean Lion didn't enjoy it as much. So please, what does this look like? Root, sacrum, solar plexus. Ace of Wands. Swing. A lot of fire in this. So you're up for something new. Something initiatory for sure, but that's why I'm seeing with this person, if this can be done fairly, you guys might have another opportunity at this. If you've been, I mean, the truth is you could already be in a relationship with this person, but it hasn't quite moved forward yet because things are still building on the inside. But that Ace of Wands, it's like it might be that you're up for the quest. Why? Because you don't care if they reject you. Right? Like that strength. And this might be very new for you. So remember, we're all being taught our own personal curriculum. Free will does not mean that you get to choose the curriculum. It only means you get to choose what you want to take at a given time. Comment if you know what that's from. Heracles, we've got the Mediator here that's crossing what we think is the Aquarian on the path, although this feels way more air sign than the Femme Fatale, honestly. In fact, it feels quite the opposite. Got the star. Got the star. wish fulfillment, blah, blah, blah. There's inspiration coming into this person. There is divine guidance. Now, it certainly, you could say from the outside looking in, right, root sacrum, solar plexus, this person might be very, very radiant. But are they fair? Lots of people can be radiant. It doesn't necessarily mean they're fair. But yeah, I gotta go with what I feel here. They're a little starstruck too. I feel like as a femme fatale, you might be a little bit too much for TV for them right now, so to speak. Your TVQ might be a little bigger, a little higher, whatever there. So they might be trying to find their own balance here, trying to see things from your point of view, particularly with that Six of Blades on the inner. So look, the mediator above, like, well, you know, negotiating with an ulterior motive, hidden agenda. If you have an idea who this is and they haven't shown their feelings for you, but you have a relationship with them, I just wonder what I think they really, really like you. I just don't think it's ever been spoken, but I think it's something that they wish for. And they're trying to find balance with that. Well, yeah, let's stop the reading there. I would never. Look, guys, I'm the fun one. I've been doing this too damn long. Too damn long to take it oh so very seriously as I'm doing it afterwards, however. Please, what does this look like on the outside? The Six of Flames, which does have that playful second chakra. Very, very fiery. What does that look like? Root sacrum, solar plexus. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles, you're both single. Well, or at least you're both independent of each other. Maybe you're not so single. But there is definite strength here. What I love about the Nine of Pentacles is you're so happy, healthy, wealthy, wise within yourself, right? And there's this balance of desire. Granted, there's some juggling going on in how you want to move forward with that desire and some alchemy hovering in all of this. Not quite, it ain't cookie, it's still dough, you know what I mean? On the inner, but it is balanced. But you might not realize how independent you actually are, how grounded. Now, if you are the femme fatale here in an Aquarius, usually we don't think so grounded with Aquarians, right? They're air, not necessarily an earth sign. But there is something so healthy about this that I think you need to take inventory of how actually stable you are. You've got a very, very strong alignment here. Femme fatale with the strength card on the inner, the Ace of Wands on the outer, which by the way is Zeus. All right, Zeus issuing the quest that you're up for, and you're stable, and you're strong, and you've got your own, you know, God bless the child has got her own, his own, their own, whatever. High Priestess behind you. What's in your behind? You got a priestess in your behind, right? What's going on? Heracles, what does this look like? Two of Cups. I think there's a lot of heading feelings here for you two. I wonder if anybody's called it out. I wonder if anybody said, look, this is how I feel. Right? Aquarian's not necessarily known for it, right? Interesting, interesting, interesting. But I'm also going to say then, I can't divorce the mystical properties of this. This is soul contract. This is the beginning of a soul contract. Two of Cups is not my true love card. It's an attraction. It's that second chakra. Hi. But depending on how you met, right? How the gods wrote this scene. But the two of you definitely know each other. Two of Cups in the past doesn't mean it's over. It's sort of just begun. But this is what's hovering. This is really key. Right? Understand the reason why well, let me take it out of me for a second. The language of alchemy of lead and gold. Take it down to technology. Lead is an insulator. You want lead to insulate certain electrical things so they don't burn the house down, right? But you don't want it in your phone. Well, I'm sure there's lead in phones too, right? But gold is one of the highest conductors. So it feels like this relationship is going through a spiritual alchemy that may not make sense in the physical world right now. Because you've got the Ace of Wands on the outer, they've got the Star. I'm reading as the Femme Fatale here, I guess. I'm always going to read the cover card as the person I'm supposed to be reading for. If it flips, it flips. But with that Star card, I really think they're hoping for this. But there's alchemy that needs to be done. And honestly, if you two have just come or met or whatever, and there's already stuff that needs alchemizing, it's probably, well, it's all past life. But even past stuff in this life that may have nothing to do with each other, that's boiling out, so to speak. Heracles, what does this look like on the outside, please? Yeah, Page of Cups, good. good. So, yeah, a message is coming in. Now, to me, pages don't have zodiacal energy. They have elemental energy, right? It's the element of water, Page of Cups. This is Narcissus, which is the root of the word narcissism, which I think is kind of paradoxical, considering narcissists can't see what they're doing. They can't see their own reflection. But it's a really good myth to look at. This is about self-love. This is about inner reflection, as well as perhaps a message to the other in one way, shape, or form. Can't say, don't know who's sending it to who, but saying it's like, I'm in healing. Let's take time with this. Right? There is pressure, and there is heat. Time. Take the time. Take the time to balance what you want and how you feel, right? Fire and water, which you balance it right, you get steam, and let's face it, the steam was really a huge force in the technological advance of humanity, right? The steam engine and all of that. So there is great power there in that healing, but it will take patience, it will take time, and it will take healing. It's all the same thing here, because there's no question the heat is here. And the pressure is definitely there as well, but allow that alchemy to come. And that might very well be bringing you further into balance, but in a way that's very visceral, Two of Pentacles. Like, you know what you want. You both feet planted, moving forward. What does this look like on the outer, please, my beloved Heracles, god of hero and hero of gods? Just the top one. You go from the Two of Cups to the Three of Cups. Yay! No, this is the, by the way, this is Eros and Psyche. Really read the myth of Eros and Psyche. Find a decent translation, though, please. None of this Disneying up of Greek myth. No. They leave out major archetypal chunks. Really important. The path of true love, the course of true love never did run smooth. Thanks, Billy. This is an emotional bond. This is, with the Two of Pentacles on the end, you guys are going to move forward on this. But it might just be like, although this is their wedding, it might be a real celebration of coming together and moving this forward, but doing it forward at least on your inside, right? With that balance. It's like, and I do feel like with that Femme Fatale, why do I have a feeling like this Two of Cups in the past, with that High Priestess in you, there was some sort of rejection that went on here, and through this alchemy, and granted it's only a 2 on the inner and a 3 on the outer, you guys are going to bring it together. And of course we have, I just can't stand tarot cliches, but I have to say, with the Judgment card and the outcome, reconciliation, blah, 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 blah. Please, Eight of Flames in their lesson, right? Now, here's the tea. All of this is dealing with the relationship. This part is about you, whoever's watching this. Heracles, what does that Eight of Flames on the inner look like on the outside? The Chariot? Are you kidding me? Yeah, forward motion. Oh my goodness gracious. This is going to move so fast, and that's what you're learning. How to move fast. But how to move fast balanced, right? And how to do the alchemy. Now, this is still hovering. I would call this what's hovering in your immediate future. Now, you cannot speed up your alchemy, but you can slow it down by avoiding it. Trust me, shadow work, right? Led to go, it's all the same thing. Pick your metaphor. It's what I metaphor. But come on, the Chariot. There's a lot of pressure to move forward here and a desire. But you know what? These two horses, they say to me all the time, the dark horse is motivation, the light horse, inspiration. And we have to balance those every day in this world, right? Like getting up in the morning. I don't wanna. Right? It's like, but if I don't, if I don't get up, that's the motivation. It's the stick. But then, oh, coffee, right? That's my inspiration. That's the meaning in my life. That's my inspiration. Oh my God, that was my brother's wedding song. Eesh. Breeders. Okay, so we get it. We get it. Your lesson is, how do you channel this forward, right? And with this Two of Pentacles, make sure that inside you are nice and balanced. Yeah, it's okay to be afraid. Fear is not a sin. It's lead asking to be alchemized into gold. right? A return to love. Yes, Marianne Williamson wrote a book called A Return to Love, which is what the Course in Miracles is about. So that's her take on A Course in Miracles, and it was my primer for her. I like to call it Course in Miracles Light. She's funny. I love her. I see. I can't tell if this is waiting, because the Femme Fatale usually doesn't wait. I mean, she may lay in wait. You know what I mean? Being magnetic, the divine feminine, that magnetic pull. But there's something about the hero's journey here that's very, very strong. Please, Hercules, what does this look like from the outside? Yeah. 5 of Wands, absolutely. Stay true to yourself, darling. There's conflict between the two of you. Now, 5 of Wands is a necessary stage. A relationship with no conflict? I mean, okay. The Dalai Lama and Sai Baba hang out for tea one day. Like, that's different. You're two enlightened beings, and why are you watching YouTube? You know what I'm saying. There's been a skirmish here on the outside. But this is Jason, of Jason and the Argonauts, dealing with the dragon in order to get the golden fleece and set forth in this Ace of Wands here, covering the Femme Fatale. Darlings, they actually end up putting the dragon to sleep. Read the myth. Spoiler? So, yeah, 3 of Wands in the inner. You be loyal to your truth. You be loyal to your spirit, right? But be very, very careful. If you are the Femme Fatale here, inappropriate use of sensuality, is this just about money and power? Sometimes being right. Or, just to reiterate, highlighting your erotic energy of the feminine, opening your heart when your dependency is rejoiced. And I mean, God, it's like the heart chakra card of strength there. Grace of fortitude. You don't even need the book. Just say, grant me the grace of fortitude. And read Carolyn Mace. M-Y-S-S-E-I-E-I-O. Their destiny hewn from fate is the 2 of flames, which is good, you know? This is not saying this is how it's going to go. This is saying this is where you're at, GPS-wise. What does this look like on the outside, please, my beloved Heracles? The Death card. You're doing the alchemy. You're doing the shadow work, or at least from the outside, that is how you appear. That there is a death and a rebirth here going on. Now, so that means whatever has gone on in this relationship, it didn't happen to you. It happened for you to transform. Now, just tuning in here, there are a couple of cards in the Tarot Major Arcana that really speak of alchemy to me. One is the Devil card, because it's breaking chains of illusion, right? How the Devil card and the card of Temperance and the Lovers are all like different interpretations of each other, different stages, different aspects, if you will, in the alchemical spectrum. This is more about you really transforming in who you were born to be in this life. And this path, that's what path of true love is. Your relationships are not here to make you happy. They may. It's to make you into who you were born to become. And in order to be who we are born to become, our lives can't go any other way. And the infinite quantum variations. Every time you say yes, another one of you says no, and a whole other universe goes off in that direction. We're not in control of that. All we have are what are we loyal to within ourselves, right? Enough of this external loyalty stuff. We could be loyal to some pretty toxic shit, as I'm sure we're all aware. But this is really about... See, this would, if anything, be an indecision card for me. 2 of Flames, because it's element of fire, will, desire. So it is okay if you don't know what to do right now. But you're transforming. You're not supposed to know, right? The cookie dough don't know the choices of the cookie. But the cookie remembers the choices of the cookie dough. That's a really bad metaphor, but sweet. This is what you've been waiting for, right? You get this revelation inside of yourself. And the keyword on the card is celebration, by the way. Now, whether it turns out feeling that way, it's your outcome, right? The most probable outcome for the timeline of this lifetime that you're on. So please... feel this. Yes, there's something very heavy going on here energetically. Please, what does this look like on the outside, Heracles? Just one, please. Just one. What does this look like on the outside? You're glad I took my time. 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles on the outer, celebration on the inner. I mean, you go from a Two of Cups to Ten of Pentacles. Now, again, you can't speed up or slow this down. Well, you can't speed it up, but you can slow it down, is what my guides are saying. And ain't that the truth, right? Like, I love me some Google Maps. It'll tell me there's a faster way to get there. I'm like, I'm a Virgo, done. I doesn't care. I don't care. Get me there faster, right? But I could say no. And sometimes the scenic route is lovely, too. But really, life moves at the speed of healing, and healing happens at the speed of forgiveness. But we're taught really toxic versions of forgiveness. Like, you say that word can really trigger people. I really recommend reading something. Let's add to this, and then I will put it all together. I need this. We all need this. Whispers of Love Oracle, the voices of the higher self. So we're just getting to one for the Femme Fatale, their higher self, and one for the Mediator, crossing them. Please breathe. The higher selves of all involved, please. I need 2 cards face down. One for the Femme Fatale here, in the cover position, on the path of true love, strength on the inner, Ace of Wands on the outer, please. What is the piece of information, inspiration, insight they need from their higher selves and whoever's crossing the path of the Femme Fatale archetype, the Mediator. 6 of Blades on the inner, which, you know, they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to balance it out in their heads. I get it. Really leading me to think this could be an Aquarian as well. With that star energy, which is also Aquarian energy. Yeah, that's also why I'm getting that. Got it? No. If it comes around again, it comes around again. Isn't that right, Carly Simon? What's the message for them? Shit. Oh my good God Almighty. All right. So if you are the Femme Fatale here, your higher self, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, saying miracles and blessings, everything has its gift. And I think that's why this 9 of Pentacles with this still playful energy, it's like this all had to happen this way. There was a gift in this. Right from the Course. Look, if you're not doing Course in Miracles, I'm not saying you gotta. I'm just saying there are things in this reading that are in the book. It's not the easiest book. It's not supposed to be. To really get that this is not happening for. This is not happening to this relationship. This didn't happen to you. It happened for this relationship, and not necessarily to get rid of each other. With that 10 of Pentacles in the end, who do they got? Act as if your partner is here, which says that you two are not together. At least not physically, right? Act as if your partner is here. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are with you. So you will always consider them. Last card down. And you know me, I'm always going to throw in a Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. Please go watch. Well, his books are amazing. But please go watch his video on YouTube. Matt Kahn, All for Love is his channel. Soul Contracts, Twin Flames, and Soulmates Redefined. It's the healthiest version I've ever heard of it, and it resonates in my soul like a gong hit repeatedly. Really, really good. Worth the watch. Alright, we're asking the Ascended Masters of True Love. Buckle up, Aquas. Here we go. Breathe. My Ascended Masters of True Love, please, what is the perfect healing mantra for this Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus time watching this video or receiving this reading? Really, the mantra that they can start with today, a little bit here, a little bit there, just to help them heal what they need to heal on their path of true love, regardless of what this person crossing their path, regardless of which role they're taking here. We got a Femme Fatale and a Mediator, and if this is soulmate, as one of them heals, both of them heals. If this is Twin Flame, they're teaching each other how to heal themselves. Either way, the perfect mantra for them, please. Amplifying Abundance. This one has a little jingle with it. Me and my friends. Abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now, and I forget you can't. It's white ink on pink pastel. Abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now. Ready? Abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now. It's the Looney Tunes. Amplifying Abundance. 10 of Pentacles. Oh, I opened right to it. Abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now. When you are abundant, you feel confident that life will always meet your needs, whether things go according to plan or not. Easier said than done, but this is why we have mantras, right? Abundance is not a matter of having more than enough, but of seeing from the soul's perspective that only your ideas and beliefs can ever limit your experience. And that's true, but you got to fly above the clouds to see the GPS. Whatever. Abundance is a readiness to be supported by the universe in exchange, lawyer's phrase, in exchange for letting your light shine at full capacity. And what is your light if not your truth? And in this conflict, in this relationship, these stumbling blocks, these obstacles that are necessary, that they're a gift in disguise, a gift of alchemy for both of you to really be loyal, to do not compromise. I have incredibly high standards, and it's bringing me increasingly higher caliber partners for me. Does that make sense? It should. So you got to let your light shine at full capacity. You have to let your truth be your truth. This mantra is ideal for unraveling beliefs of lack and scarcity, overcoming fear, and increasing confidence. Which, you know, holographically speaking, even if you're like, I am confident, have you noticed? Nine of Pentacles and playful on the inner, but I feel like the two of you share this. This is not done. If the two of you aren't speaking to each other, oh, with this Chariot, oh, hell, let's just put it together. Please take a nice deep breath. My beloved pantheons of the divine, please, may the Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, or cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love, that if they are indeed the Femme Fatale, that they are able to highlight the erotic energy of the feminine within them, opening their heart when their dependency has been rejected, so that they can really tap into that loyalty, that honor code within themselves of what their standards are, regardless of the stumbling blocks that have gone on here. Really tapping into that strength in their heart, throat, third eye, crown, opening their heart, and taking that initiative in their own lives to be hearers. They have heard the heroes, the call to the hero's journey, and they are taking it, crossed with this mediator, that may they receive their gift of negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of the argument, which says there was an argument here, finding that internal balance, yes, manipulation, but by seeing things differently, so that they can follow their star, their inspiration, and really this wish that they have made for this to heal can be done. Because at the core there is something balanced and fun and passionate and playful here. But each one of them are really finding their own stability. Two strong wood piles, building their own fire so that it creates this larger inferno, this burnout that our Aquarian is learning how to temper within themselves, that Eight of Flames, because boy, somebody wants to come forward here, and whether this is coming towards them or from them, it still holds true, because behind them there has been the spirituality, the connection to the divine, the surrendering of the will, being asked to be a vessel in some way, shape, or form to say, I don't know what you want me to do anymore, you're sending me another one, so please, this emotional attraction here, that they have not really seen each other face to face, if you can see that, that they may take this journey without knowing exactly what's going to happen, because right now there is a time for reflection, really looking at themselves individually and bringing themselves into that temperance, that balance, that alchemy that does take time, along with the pressure and the heat of this relationship, moving this Aquarian or whoever this is forward on the inside in terms of balance into something friendly, into something emotionally bonded, and maybe even a cause to celebrate a real union here. And this does happen in the physical. Again, and quickly, as this raging fire burning through them takes action forward, and staying loyal, which allows them to keep that Two of Pentacles balance in this, regardless of what may come, their destiny being hewn from fate by keeping that balance, that it's okay to not know what's going to be next, that in any given moment they will know what to do just to keep their integrity high as they go through the transformation of this relationship, so that it can resurrect, that love can be reborn inside of them with this stability. The physical fulfillment of something that upon looking back they will see that it was a miracle and a blessing, that everything has its gift. As this mediator finds their balance, acting as if their partner is there, whether they have someone in their life or not, they act as if they are with you, so that you will always consider them and they will always consider you. The two of you amplifying abundance, because abundance is your birthright, and they receive it now. An abundance of love, an abundance of trust, an abundance of wealth, an abundance of pleasure, an abundance of passion, and an abundance of honor on the path of true love. May they be so blessed. And as they heal, may we all heal in the quantum unity, as the legions of lovers are brought together to firmly anchor true love into the grid forevermore, for the well-being of all, with harm to none. As I will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. God. Well, I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you didn't, if you didn't, okay. I mean, granted, it's a general read. It's a little tricky there, but I gotta say, looks like whatever happens here, that 10 of Pentacles there with that 9 on the end, you're good to go. So if you liked it, like it, want more, subscribe. You want to read my book? Links in the description box. You want to book me for reading? Easiest thing to do, find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Slide into my DMs and we will set something up. I could do Zoom, I could do Facebook Messenger. Doing them on Instagram's a little new to me, but I'll figure it out eventually. I have so many different ways you can pay me. Lawyer's salary, pay me. Comment if you know what that's from. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed on the path of true love, my beloved Aqualungs. This was fun, very deep, very interesting, and swallow, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.